Hello students, let us learn General Science for class 7 from the book Science Squad. Today we are going to learn chapter 4, Heat. In this chapter we shall discuss about the temperature, different thermometers and about different methods of transfer of heat. Let us begin the chapter. We know that both heat and temperature are related to each other, but they are not the same. Heat is measured in the unit called calories, while temperature is measured in degrees Celsius. Another indication is that the heat and the temperature are different is that the same amount of heat will produce different temperature changes in different substances. That is, heat produces different temperatures in different substances. This is because some substances absorb heat energy better than the other substances. Temperature we can say is a quantity by which we can compare the hotness or coldness of the body. The energy transferred from one body to another due to temperature difference between them is called heat. Scales of temperature. The temperature of a body cannot be correctly estimated by our sense of touch. It is measured with the help of a device called thermometer. A thermometer consists of a glass tube with a bulb at one end. The bulb is filled with mercury. A capillary tube runs through the length of the glass tube. The tube will be graduated with the markings. The commonly used thermometers are laboratory thermometer and clinical thermometer. When you are having fever, your mom would have kept you thermometer to find out the temperature of your fever. Is it not? You can use that thermometer to study this more clearly. Thermometer will be, do you have a glass tube? You can see a glass tube. There is a bulb at one end that is dark black in color. That is mercury. Small capillary tube will run through the length inside the glass tube. It will be very thin. In one particular direction only we can see the flow. The tube is graduated with the markings 0 degree to 100 or something like that. And the commonly used thermometers are the laboratory thermometer and the clinical thermometer. The thermometer is measured in the degrees Celsius. Your fever will be some 100 degrees Celsius or 101 degrees Celsius. Let us discuss about the laboratory thermometer. A laboratory thermometer has two standard markings. Lower marking is 0 degree at which water freezes and the upper marking is 100 degree to measure the temperature of the boiling water. The distance between these two marks is divided into 100 equal divisions. Each division is called 1 degree Celsius. For convenience, laboratory thermometers are marked 10 degrees below the lower and 10 degrees above the upper markings. A laboratory thermometer cannot measure the temperature of a candle flame. Why? This is because the temperature of a candle is more than 300 degrees Celsius. So, we can use the laboratory thermometer only between the range of -10 to 100 degrees Celsius. Below -10 or above 110, temperatures of a substance cannot be measured using laboratory thermometer. Clinical thermometer. It is a thermometer used to measure the temperature of the human body. This you own in your house. It can measure only a short range of temperature from 35 degree to 42 degrees Celsius. The temperature of a normal human body is 36.9 degrees Celsius. In a figure, you can notice each 1 degree Celsius is divided into smaller 10 subunits. When you hold the thermometer little higher, you can see a very thin silvery line inside. The upper end of this line tells us the temperature. Holding the thermometer with a jerk makes the thread of the mercury falls below 35 degrees Celsius. So after finding out your temperature during fever, your mother will give a jerk to the thermometer so that the temperature falls back to the mercury bulb. When we keep the bulb of the thermometer under the tongue and leave it undisturbed for about a minute, the upper end of the thread of the mercury will give you the temperature, okay, of your body. Transfer of heat. How transfer of heat takes place? It takes place from always from the warmer objects to colder ones. If you have ever touched the handle of the iron or a frying pan placed over the flame of a stove, what would happen? You can find out that the handle of an iron is very hotter, but when placing the objects to the stove, what happens? You can find that the handle becomes slowly hot. The heat moves from the hot pan through the handle to your hand. An ice cube in a glass of warm water melts because heat in the water is transferred to the ice cubes. The water does not cool because it has absorbed coldness from the ice. So we can have ice creams during chill. Is that correct? Check it out yourself. The movement of heat is called heat transfer. There are three types of heat transfer, namely conduction, convection, and radiation. Let us discuss about these three types of heat transfer. Conduction. In conduction, the heat is transferred through a substance or from one substance to another by direct contact of one molecule with the another. When the molecule is warmer, it moves more rapidly, striking one another. When the molecules collide, some of the energy of the warmer molecules get transferred to the cooler molecules. Because these molecules have more energy, so they speed up. The heat transfer by conduction takes place in solids, liquids, and gases because all these solids, liquids, and gases are made up of molecules. However, conduction mainly takes place in solids. Since molecules in liquids are farther apart, there is very little conduction in liquids and very nominal conduction in gases. What are the conditions we require for conduction of heat? The following are the conditions required for the conduction of heat from one object to another. These objects should be in contact. Their temperature should be different because, as discussed earlier, heat will flow from hotter to the cooler one. The conduction of heat stops in two bodies when both attains the same temperature. In this position, they will not have temperature difference. The bodies are now said to be in a state of thermal equilibrium. Let us now compare the conduction of heat with various materials. Let us take one iron rod and one aluminium rod. The rod should be of same size. Join the two rods as shown in the figure. Fix some small nails on both the rods with molten wax. Now heat the junction of the rods with a spirit lamp. What do you notice? What do you think so will happen? You will see the nails falls earlier from the aluminium rod than the iron rod. Why? What does this show to you? This shows that both aluminium and iron will conduct a heat, but aluminium conducts faster heat than iron. So we say aluminium is a better conductor of heat than iron. What are good and the bad conductors of heat? Material which allow heat to pass through them easily are called good conductors of heat. Most of the metals such as copper, aluminium, iron, mercury, silver are good conductors of heat. Hence, we use cooking utensils made of metals and alloys. Materials which do not easily allow heat to pass through them are called bad conductors of heat. It includes wood, leather, asbestos, paper, plastic, cotton, wool. Most gases and liquids are said to be bad conductors of heat. Bad conductors of heat are also called as insulators. The handle of a heating iron is made of wood. This is because when the handle iron pan is heated, the heatness will not reach the handle so that you can hold the handle because it is made up of wood. It will not conduct heat. We wear woolen clothes in the winter because wool will give us heat from the body. Convection. When a liquid or a gas is heated, the molecules begins to move faster and farther. This results in a decrease in the density of the part of the liquid or a gas. What is meaning of density? It is nothing, it's a weight. So we say that the molecules become less closely packed because they are moving farther apart. It is less than the surrounding liquid. So the heated portions will rise, creating currents, that is, that carry heat. The process by which heat is transmitted in liquids and gases by the actual movement of the molecules, we'll call it as a convection. Let us see where we can see these applications of convection. You can see that in the sea breeze and the land breeze. Let us discuss what happens, what convection role plays in the sea breeze and the land breeze. During the day, what happens? The land will get heated faster than the water, that is in the oceans or rivers or anything. The air over the land gets hotter and rises up. The cooler air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. The warm air from the land moves towards the sea to complete the cycle. The air from the sea is called the sea breeze. Now, what happens in the night time? It is exactly the reverse. The water cools down more slowly than the land. So, the cool air from the land moves towards the sea, and this is called the land breeze. Radiation. Radiation is nothing but the transfer of heat in the form of infrared rays. When heat energy is transferred through space, we call it as a radiation. In radiation, the heat travels in straight line from hot body to the cold body without heating the medium. Radiation occurs even in the vacuum. The amount of heat absorbed by a body depends on the distance between it and the source of radiation. The planets farther away from the sun receives less heat radiation from the sun. So these planets are said to be colder than the Earth because Earth is little bit nearer than the other planets like Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Mercury and Venus being nearer to the sun are hotter than the Earth. Let us see the applications of the radiation. It is better to wear light color clothes in summer and dark clothes in the winter. Why? It is because the light color will absorb a small fraction of radiant heat from the sun and reflect a large fraction of the heat. So, it is better to wear dark clothes in the winter because it keeps us warm and absorb more heat of the sun, and the reflecting is very less. Cloudy nights are warmer than the clear nights. Cloudy nights are warmer than the clear nights. This is due to the fact that heat which is radiated by the earth back to the clouds. This phenomenon is not possible when the night is clear. Radiators of cars and air conditioners are painted black so that they radiate maximum amount of heat to produce a cooling effect. Sunlight is hot while moonlight is cool. This is because the sun does not have its own light. The radiation from the sun fall on the moon. The surface of the moon is rough and dull, and so it is a good absorber of heat and light. Let us have a chapter recap. Temperature is a measure of degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Temperature is measured with the help of a device called thermometer. Clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of the human body. Heat energy moves from warmer objects to colder ones. This movement of heat is known as heat transfer. There are three types of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction is a transfer of heat by the direct contact of one molecule with another. Convection is a transfer of heat by molecules of liquids and gases moving in currents. Radiation is a transfer of heat through space in the form of infrared light. This ends the chapter 4.